Hey everyone, it's Lucifer. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most secretive and controversial countries on Earth, North Korea. It's a nation shrouded in mystery, often portrayed in headlines and newsreels as a strange and isolated land. But behind the sensationalism, there's a complex reality, a human story that often gets lost in the geopolitical shuffle. So, buckle up DFTBA and let's get right into it. Imagine living in a world where your every move is watched, your access to information is strictly controlled, and your thoughts are subject to scrutiny. That's everyday life for the citizens of North Korea. The government exercises an iron grip on virtually every aspect of their lives. We're talking about strict censorship of media, a pervasive network of informants, and severe punishments for any perceived dissent. Your choice of hairstyle, career path, even your ability to travel within the country, all dictated by the state. Indoctrination starts early, with children being taught a highly curated version of history, and bombarded with propaganda that glorifies the ruling Kim dynasty. It's a system designed to create absolute obedience and loyalty. It's a level of control that's hard for most of us to even fathom. Alright, let's talk calendars for a second. You've got your Gregorian calendar, your Julian calendar, but have you ever heard of the Juche calendar? North Korea created its own unique calendar system. The Juche calendar, adopted in 1997, begins with the birth year of Kim Il-sung, the country's founder, as Year 1. That's right, 1912 on our calendar is Juche 1 for them. This means that in 2023, North Korea is actually celebrating the year 112, at least according to their calendar. Every document, birthday, and historical event is framed within the context of the Kim dynasty. It's a subtle but incredibly effective way to reinforce the idea that North Korea's history and identity are inseparable from its leaders. Think about the implications of this. Now, for a darker turn. One of the most disturbing aspects of North Korea is the existence of its vast network of political prison camps known as Kwanlee-so. These camps are shrouded in secrecy, but accounts from survivors paint a horrifying picture of human rights abuses on a massive scale. Forced labor in brutal conditions, starvation, torture, and public executions. It's estimated that tens of thousands, possibly even hundreds of thousands of people are imprisoned in these camps, often for offenses as minor as criticizing the government or possessing banned media. The conditions within these camps are nothing short of inhumane. Prisoners are subjected to back-breaking labor, often in dangerous mines or on collective farms with little to no food or medical care. The stories that have emerged from these camps are harrowing. In many countries, military service is a choice, a path some choose to take. But in North Korea, it's a mandatory obligation, and not just for men, for women too. Imagine graduating high school and knowing that your next decade or more will be spent in the military. That's the reality for young North Koreans. Men face a grueling 10-year commitment, while women serve for a shorter but still significant period. This mandatory service isn't just about national defense, it's also a tool for social control. It instills discipline, obedience, and loyalty to the state in a highly regimented environment. Young people are essentially robbed of their formative years, their opportunities for education, career choices, and personal growth severely limited. North Korean soldiers often face harsh training, inadequate food and equipment, and a constant barrage of propaganda. North Korea is often referred to as the Hermit Kingdom, and for good reason. It's one of the most isolated countries on the planet, with extremely limited interaction with the outside world. Imagine a life where you've never used the internet, never spoken to someone from another country, never even seen a Hollywood movie. This isolation is a deliberate strategy by the regime to maintain control over information and prevent outside influences from reaching its citizens. Foreign travel is strictly controlled and access to foreign media is severely restricted. This isolation has profound consequences not just for the country's economic development, but also for its people's understanding of the world. It creates a distorted reality where North Korea is portrayed as a utopia, while the rest of the world is depicted as a dangerous and hostile place. Think about how much we take for granted in terms of our ability to connect with people and ideas from around the world. In North Korea, the Kim family isn't just the ruling dynasty. They're objects of near religious worship. The personality cult surrounding Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and now Kim Jong-un is unlike anything you've ever seen. Imagine growing up with portraits of your leaders in every classroom, every workplace, even every home. The Kims are omnipresent, their images and teachings woven into the very fabric of society. This cult of personality is carefully cultivated through relentless propaganda, state-controlled media, and a system of rewards and punishments that incentivize devotion to the Kim family. Citizens are expected to wear pins with the leaders' portraits at all times, and any perceived disrespect towards the Kims is met with swift and severe punishment. This level of veneration goes far beyond simple respect or admiration. It's a form of state-mandated idolatry. North Korea's nuclear weapons program has been a source of international tension and concern for decades. The country has conducted numerous missile tests and boasts of its nuclear capabilities, sparking condemnation from the global community. Imagine living under the constant threat of nuclear war, knowing that your country's actions could have devastating consequences for the entire world. The country's pursuit of nuclear weapons is driven by a complex mix of factors, including security concerns, a desire for international recognition, and the Kim regime's need to project strength to its own people. North Korea's nuclear ambitions have made it a pariah state, isolated and heavily sanctioned. Yet, the regime seems determined to maintain its nuclear arsenal, even at the cost of its people's well-being. The international community continues to grapple with the challenge of North Korea's nuclear program, seeking diplomatic solutions while also working to prevent the proliferation of these deadly weapons. It's a sobering thought, and it highlights the high stakes involved in dealing with North Korea. In today's hyper-connected world, imagine a life without the internet. No Google, no social media, no access to the vast repository of information and entertainment that we often take for granted. The country has one of the most restrictive internet policies in the world, with access tightly controlled and limited to a select few. Without access to unbiased information, North Koreans are at the mercy of state-controlled media, which perpetuates the regime's propaganda and paints a distorted picture of the outside world. This digital isolation serves to keep the population in the dark, preventing them from learning about alternative viewpoints, connecting with the outside world, or accessing information that could challenge the regime's narrative. While a small elite within North Korea does have access to a carefully curated version of the internet, for the vast majority of citizens, the online world remains an unknown and inaccessible realm. Think about the implications of this. In North Korea, you won't find any Hollywood blockbusters, international news channels, or Western music streaming services. The regime maintains a tight grip on all forms of foreign media, censoring anything deemed a threat to its ideology or control. Imagine a world where your only source of information is state-run television, radio, and newspapers, all carefully curated to promote the regime's agenda. The government goes to great lengths to prevent outside information from reaching its citizens, fearing that exposure to different viewpoints could undermine its authority and spark dissent. Without access to a free and independent press, North Koreans are fed a steady diet of propaganda that portrays their country as superior while demonizing the rest of the world. This media blackout is a powerful tool for maintaining control, ensuring that citizens remain isolated from outside influences and shaping their perceptions of reality according to the regime's narrative. Think about the impact this has on people's understanding of the world. North Korea is known for its strict and often bizarre laws that govern every aspect of daily life. From hairstyles to fashion choices to even the way people can laugh, the regime's control over its citizens extends to the most mundane details. Imagine living in a country where you could be punished for watching a South Korean drama, making an unauthorized phone call, or even possessing a Bible. These laws are designed to enforce conformity, stifle dissent, and maintain the regime's grip on power. They reflect the paranoia and insecurity of a government that seeks to control every aspect of its citizens' lives. In North Korea, even the most basic acts of self-expression can be deemed subversive and met with harsh punishment. From the seemingly trivial to the downright Orwellian, North Korea's legal system is a reflection of the regime's authoritarian nature. So, there you have it. 10 shocking facts about North Korea that offer a glimpse into the realities of this enigmatic and often misunderstood nation. It's a country of contradictions, a place where breathtaking natural beauty coexists with a deeply repressive regime. As we've seen, North Korea is a place where basic freedoms are curtailed, where information is tightly controlled, and where the ruling dynasty is elevated to a status approaching divinity. If you found these facts as eye-opening as I did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it with your friends. And as always, don't forget to stay curious, keep learning, and let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. See you next time.